Hi, I'm Susan. Today I'd like to help you ask your partner for what you want and have them actually get it. I'm a marriage and family therapist intern at Estes Therapy. Today I'd like to talk to you about how to get your needs met by your partner. Seems easy enough, right? Well, we all know that's not the case, especially when it comes to relationships. I'm going to discuss a few tips that will help you ask your partner for what you want and get successful results. The first tip I'd like to talk about, and the most important one I think, is identifying the need. Many of us get consumed with surface needs, when actually there's an unmet need below the surface that's deeper and more emotional. Let's take Jack and Jill for example. Jack and Jill came into my office. Jill was so upset because Jack never takes out the trash. Every time she sees the trash full, she just gets angry. Now, upon first look, you would think that the trash is the issue at hand. However, underneath that, whenever Jill sees the trash full, she thinks about that Jack doesn't notice her, that Jack doesn't acknowledge her, and ultimately that Jack doesn't care about her. That's the deeper issue, below the surface issue. So Jack and Jill give us a great example of why it's so important that we figure out what's really going on. In this case, Jill needs to know that she matters, but upon first looking at it, they think that it's just the trash. So the second tip I'd like to talk about is picking your moment. We all know when we get in conflict, that's when our unmet needs come out back and forth over and over again. However, when you're in this conflict, you can't hear your partner. When you get escalated and you try to tell your partner what you want and they try to tell you what they want, you're not taking it in. You can't hear each other. It's important when you want to talk to your partner about your unmet needs or how you're feeling that you choose a moment when you're both calm and relaxed. Sometimes people don't want to choose this moment because everything's good and they don't want to stir up the pot. However, this is the best moment to do it because your defenses are down, your ears are open, and you're feeling really good about each other. So you've identified your need, you've picked your moment. Now how do you best approach your partner? As we saw with Jack and Jill, a lot of times when people are upset about something and it's the surface need, it can come out critical to their partner. Their partner can feel nagged and that they can never get anything right. So it's really important when you approach your partner to tap into that underneath need, to tap into that need saying, I don't matter to you, and be a little bit more vulnerable when you approach them. So instead of saying, why don't you ever take out the trash? I keep asking and you never do it. Try saying, honey, when you don't take out the trash, I get the message that I don't matter to you. What matters to me doesn't even matter to you. By approaching from that emotional space, your partner's not going to react in a defensive way, and you guys will be able to listen and talk in a more loving and vulnerable way. And finally, be prepared for your partner's response. It might not be what you're expecting or even what you want. Let's take Jack and Jill. Jack always felt criticized by Jill. He could never get anything right. She was always upset at him, always criticizing him. And after a while, even though we know now where it was coming from in Jill, Jack just heard the criticisms. So he has some resentment there, and he might even be a little angry. So even when Jill comes to Jack and opens up about how she feels like she doesn't matter, Jack might not be able to receive that very well. So it's really important that when we open up to our partners from that vulnerable space, that we also keep our own ears open and we listen to them patiently and listen to their concerns. And sometimes in relationships, these deep emotional needs have been unidentified and unmet for so long that it can seem impossible to communicate them to your partner. These are times when couples counseling can be really helpful. If you feel frustrated, like you've been trying to communicate to your partner and they're just still not getting it, pick up the phone and call me. I can help. Or you can click on the link below and read my article and maybe schedule an appointment online. I'm here to help you and we can sort through this together.